Hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Today on the program, residents flee after bandits attack on Kaduna communities as President Buhari writes Niger government orders full military operations. Tinubu support groups hold conference in Abuja, unveiled a new structure for aggressive mobilization. And later on the show, FCTA locks out on vaccinated workers and others. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mayor Akipelu. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you so much for staying with us. The battle to effectively secure Nigeria continues to unfold with twists and turns. Hundreds of villagers fled Damari community in Benigwari local government area of Kaduna State after dozens of bandits riding on motorcycles invaded the community. A deadly clash ensued between the two camps of bandits, leading to loss of lives. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the military to respond robustly to the killings and kidnappings in Niger State, not Niger, as I said earlier. But residents of the states appear to have resigned to fate and accept banditry as a way of life. The people of some of the community in the states now live with bandits and pay levies imposed on them, as seen in this viral video. That's Niger State. Yes. We've been talking about this ungoverned spaces around the country. With what you've seen, I can see it's not as if those bandits were terrorizing the villagers. It was like a usual return. They came to collect their IGR.
No, they've been there for too long to be constantly fighting with the people. They've meshed with the people. The people have been forced to accept them. So, because like the alternative is death. We've seen what happened in Zamfara, in the Dansadao area, where the people decided to negotiate directly with the bandits in return for peace, and the people celebrated 1 month without an attack. That's in the Dansadao area, you know. So our people, where our people confront them, sometimes they pay with their lives. Because you are not sure that you will be protected. So why don't you just do what you think is right and have your peace? Okay, I've been talking about Niger State. the Shekau faction of Boko Haram has been in Niger State since Salah Day of 2020. At least I've known that because he posted picture of them celebrating Salah in Niger State and he announced it. Now, some of our people believed in deceiving themselves that no, they are just in the northeast. They've not spread their tentacles. But now the governor of Niger himself has come out to tell us that Boko Haram is in his state. So they say if falsehood travels many kilometers, it doesn't take so long before the truth catches up with it. So what we didn't want to admit, that these people spread their tentacles beyond the northeast, we are now seeing it boldly. The governor of Niger State, not once, not twice, has told us that in the Shiroro area of his state, Boko Haram has set up camp. And their mission is to go and enter that National Games Reserve in Bogu. Bogu is the largest local government in Nigeria, with plenty of landmarks to play with. If we allow Boko Haram to get into that place, it will be like another Sambisa for them. That's a local government bigger than many states in Nigeria, bigger than Ekiti State, bigger than all of the states in the southeast. You know, even Lagos, for example, more bigger than Lagos. So, because Lagos is the smallest state in our country by landmass. So where you have so much land for them to play with, of course they are going to be comfortable. Areas that we left unattended to for years, we are reaping the ill effects of not doing the right thing. I've seen what we are talking about, military operation in Niger. I've said repeatedly that it cannot work if you single a state for military operation, because these are contiguous states. Niger used to be part of the old northwestern state. Sokoto was part of that state as well. They can move from that Niger. Forest will link them to Zamfara, link them to Sokoto, link them to Kaduna from that same Niger. So these are contiguous states. If you want an operation that will be successful, it has to be simultaneous. It will cost us money, it will cost us time, but that is the best way to defeat these guys. Now we have even talked about it. It's been announced that the president said they should be ready for military operation. Of course they will be ready, and you will not find them. By the time you want to launch an attack on their base, they will have left the place for another place. That's what we saw with Zamfara. Many of them left Zamfara and went straight to Sokoto State, where the bombings began.
Mayor, the only thing that came to my mind is I don't know, why did we allow this thing? Because this process I'm looking at, it didn't just start today. And the people are helpless. They've submitted to fate.
I think it's a failure of government. The duty of government is to protect its citizens. But obviously, that community in Niger State have been abandoned, and the government have failed them. Because it is not right for government derives its legitimacy from the people. So it is the duty of government to protect the people. When you now leave communities in Nigeria to the hands of terrorists, to the point that they will come in and collect and tax them, and people have to pay or negotiate for peace in a country that has a government, it's a failure of government. This government has done so badly when it comes to security. I appreciate the sacrifice of our security forces. They are putting their lives on the line to solve problems in different fields. I appreciate that. But this government have not shown the will or the strategy to solve the problem. Because we've said it, like Jude said, we don't have to be a general to know that the strategy they are using now can never work. We have said that severally. It cannot work. When you are fighting, you are not fighting a regular army. You are fighting a force that is extremely mobile. So you cannot departmentalize fighting them. If you go to this state, they will move to another state. And and go and set up there. When they start doing that and you want to fight them again, they will move to another state. So the government has to face the reality, raise the necessary funds, get the necessary forces, and attack these people simultaneously. If you don't do that, I've said that several times, if you don't do that, you're just wasting your time. They're just wasting resources and the lives of our security men, because it will not work.
Jide, who are these people? Are these foreign elements, or they've recruited our children? They've recruited on the unemployed youths, people that they don't have anything to do, anything to turn to. Who are these people? Because look at the way they are dressed, look at what they've turned to. How did they get the ammunition they're using?
Let me start with the last question. How did they get the ammunition? Ammunitions will come into Nigeria through our porous borders, especially in northern Nigeria, where we have extensive borders with Niger, stretching up to about 1,000 kilometers. 1,000 kilometers, most of it's very porous. So why won't weapons come in? Through Katsina alone, they can bring in so many weapons, because there are more border posts in Katsina than I know of any state in Nigeria. I mean, of even official border posts that customs can man. So, and you know, this we will use the official border points. They will have identified places through which they can come in. So weapons will come in. People have been arrested in Kebbi, bringing in weapons from Niger Republic through the River Niger in Kebbi State. People have been arrested in Katsina, bringing in weapons from Niger Republic straight into our country through the numerous border communities in Katsina State. We've not been able to stop that. We have not been able to address it. Then coming into the northeast, weapons are from the black market in Libya and other places are coming into Nigeria again, largely through our border with Niger Republic in the northeast. We have extensive border with them in Yobe. We have extensive border with them in Borno State as well. Our border with Chad, I hear people sit on social media and say, they blame Chad. But our border with Chad is not extensive. It's just around the Lake Chad. It's very small compared to that of Niger, spanning different states. You can imagine border from northwest right up to the northeast. We have various states that share border with Niger Republic. So we have not been able to address that. Even if you look at Boko Haram in Borno North, largely they can bring in weapons through Borno North, that largely a lot of those communities, people are not even inhabiting them. Some of the things that we have said before that it pleased people to deny, even without knowledge. We saw the governor of Borno State come out to tell us that 2 local governments are still being controlled by Boko Haram. If it was Babajide that said it, they would say no, he does not like soldiers. He does not like the armed forces.
It's not patriotic.
Yes, it's not soldiers that are happy to receive me and take me, and you deceive yourself that I don't like them. What kind of hypocrisy is that? People that I enjoy Christmas with? So this is the thing. We've got to ideally, even this matter of these bandits, it shouldn't be the army handling it. It should be the police. A police that is well funded, that is well kitted, that has the weapons that it needs. Honestly, they can stand up to these people. Remember the case of the DPO, I mean the head of SARS in Borno State, who went after Boko Haram and recovered gun trucks from them. He even rescued soldiers that were kidnapped. That's a policeman. No? That's to tell you that if you provide, and he had APC that government provided him. So that's to tell you that even the police, if they get the benefit of good training and equipment, that will help us a lot, because they even have knowledge of communities more than the army. But we are not doing what we should do. Go to the training training facilities, training institutions of the police, you will shed tears. You will shed tears. Some of them have no windows.
Talking about stranded youths, what people that are meant to be tomorrow's leaders, now you have them in form of bandits. Because I don't want to believe that all these people are foreigners. I want to believe that
they are not foreigners.
No.
I once even spoke with the secretary to the government in Katsina, who are related, and he said, we know some of them, we know where they were born. They know them even right up their homes. No, so will anyone tell me that Kachala Truji is a foreigner? When people knew him when people knew him when he was small, or Daudawa is a foreigner? No. These are
the bandits. There are two types of bandits, as I see it. There are some of them that are part of Boko Haram, but who have gone rogue. They've been on their own, and they have gone into banditry and criminality and all that. There's another set of bandits who are youths that have not been provided for, who have taken to criminality as an avenue to survive. And it's failure of government. When you don't provide if you don't provide enabling environments for your people, you will force some of them to do untoward things to survive. And that is why banditry. If you notice that Sheikh Gumi was trying to make a case for them at a time to say that, look, the problem with these people is that they are hungry, that's why they turn to criminality. If you encourage them and you try to provide for them, maybe they can decide not to do this again. So those are the two types of bandits that we have. But now, part of the thing why it is festering is that it's becoming very, very profitable. It's becoming very profitable because you see bandits exercising authority in their sphere of influence. In those places, there is no sign of government in those places. They are the government in those places. So that is why they can levy people and collect tax from people. In a country that has a government, this government should be embarrassed.
Tuji is even attending Jumat prayers. Yes, in Sokoto, he attended Jumat prayers. He's installing district heads.
In town, attending Jumat prayers in town?
Yes, in the place where he is.
Because he's the one controlling that area. There's no sign of government there.
He appointed district heads for the people. And he told them, these are the people to deal with. You must deal with. These are my people. This person is in control of this area now. You must deal with him, otherwise there will be trouble. And he had the guts to even attend Jumat prayer.
Julian, another thriving industry here is the people, when they collect ransom, it seems the ransom is fueling banditry. The amount of money they talk about.
Yes.
They hardly talk about 1 million, 2 million.
No. You remember yesterday when we were interviewing the Mieti Allah vice chairman Northeast. He said in the past, even if they kidnapped their people, that they could give them small money they will release. But these days they are talking of 20 million. So that's why it has reached a point now that to even be able to pay the ransom that they are asking for, their mouths have become wide, as the Yorubas will say, that the ransoms have become heftier. So those people cannot cope. That's why they decided that, okay, we are now setting our vigilantes to go and confront you in the bush. But unfortunately, 40 of those vigilantes were slaughtered. Now, look at the Nigerian Baptist Convention telling us that they paid as much as 250 million to secure those Baptist school children from bandits. 250 million. It's not. Remember the case of those university, Kaduna University boys and girls.
Yes.
Those ones too paid in excess of 100 million. If people are getting this kind of money from by way of ransom, do you think it will be easy to put it to an end? It will need extraordinary measures to put this thing to an end.
Huge.
I thought it was a lie. Reverend Hayat in Kaduna, I called him and he confirmed. He said we didn't take it from our account. We had to mobilize the money everywhere. That is confirming to me that they paid that much. Now, there was the emir of Bungudu, a first-class emir. One of the most brilliant emirs from northern Nigeria. He was a banker. He was the best in even at level of primary school. Went to FGC Sokoto and excelled. He passed with flying colors. Emir of Bungudu, Atahiru. These boys who have no regard for anyone, they took him away. He spent up to a month in their hands. And during that time, they said, okay, go and bring ransom. When they mobilized 40 million, they thought that was enough to get Emir Atahiru released. They brought 40 million to them. Government helped. The family too raised some money. They brought 40 million to these boys. They said, no, 40 million is not enough. Go and look for more money. Until they brought 50 million. Ayo.
50 million for a transaction.
And you know, they were also maltreating the man. While he was you maltreat a first-class emir, one of the most brilliant emirs from northern Nigeria. You humiliated him.
Simple.
So they know that once they do that, you will start running a
casket. I have my first caller. I think Binga is on the line.
No. Good evening. My name is Benga from Abuja.
Okay.
Coming on the season to you guys there.
Thank you.
What I'm saying on the screen about this bandits, if you go to the corners, the villages, it's not the new to me. I was fortunate to be in Rimi Zion by the college you know. After God, remember to local government in Bauchi, Rimi Zion is a village about more than 1,000 or 3,000 people. So one day, I went to the police station. I only met two men there, no arms. They were not armed to be there. The second time I went there, it was not even the police station. I went there with nobody in the police station. And I asked myself, if bandits attack this village now, about 3,000 to 4,000 people, who will receive them? Who will pass against them? You now see the reason why these people are fed these bandits and fed their right to save their lives. Living there is along the main road to Bauchi. Look at the distance that is about kilometers inside. What will happen to those villages that are kilometers inside without life, without any road there? What I'm seeing here is a reality. People need to save their life. That's the reason why the government should sign this bill of state police. State can police their citizens. Our security police and police cannot go around all these things. Because of that, the villagers are now saying, let's pay these people ransom, let's agree with them to pay tax to save our lives.
Thank you. Thank you, William from Abuja. We'll take this break. When we come back, we'll discuss more. It's still journalist Hangout. Please stay with us. Welcome back. It's your favorite news and current affairs program reaching you live from TVC here in Lagos, Nigeria. And I say hi, Babajide Kolade Utitoju in the house and Mayor Akipelu. It was a great American inventor, Alexander Graham Bell, who said that before anything else, preparation is the key to success. It appears that supporters of the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are taking this to heart and acting on it. In preparation for the 2023 presidential race, various groups supporting aspiration of the former Lagos State Governor have decided to work together. At a conference in Abuja, the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council, which is the umbrella body for all the groups for the candidacy of Tinubu, unveiled a new structure that will ensure adequate mobilization for the actualization of the dream. Let's hear from some of the officials of the group.
2,500 because we've worked day and night to also streamline the rules and be sure that the 2,500 delegates are all rooted from the national level to the state level to the local government to the wards and of course the units. So this is purely a gathering of delegates nominated by this supporter group. 2023, it's about our future. It's about the future of this country. We cannot toy with it. Previous government, and of course the previous government, the present government, have done their very best. But here we can't take chances. We want the best hand. Yes, within APC, we've said repeatedly, we have very good hands. We have very very good and competent and qualified people that can be president. But we have someone that has an edge. And beyond having an edge, we want someone that combines the competence, the qualification, and the capacity to win the election. And who has that qualification? Who has the whole of that all combined? Who has it?
The new members of what I call the Buhari's Church of Latter-day Saints. Why were they? We knew where their political loyalty lies in that particular formation when President Muhammadu Buhari emerged as the presidential candidate of the APC. Why were they? And some people say anything goes in politics. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, not everything goes in politics. We should have minimum thresholds below which we won't operate. And the irreducible minimum is that after 8 years of presidency in the law, the logic, common sense, equity, justice, and fairness demands that power should move to the sovereign. And we better qualified, as one people are to be given the choice of testification. More than any other person, they have sacrificed more for this democracy, for the ABC, and for the continuity of the Buhari legacy, for the consolidation of the Buhari legacy. He is an essential part of that equation. The mark of true leadership isn't the ability to lead a backward segment. It's the mental effort to think rationally of solution designed to redeem one's people and territorial jurisdiction. This was why leaders like Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, took out. Roosevelt took power in a country wrecked by the Great Depression of the 1930s and guided its economy through the Second World War. And the quality of his thoughts and ideas made the United States a superpower under his watch.
And to all our distinguished members, Speaker of the Condolence House of Assembly, former Speaker of the House of Assembly, and all my leaders from the National Assembly. Not to forget about our professors, the man who delivered the wonderful speech, a lecture that we all have to go home with and continue to think about it. To all of us, gentlemen of the press, thank you for making today very, very possible.
The race has started officially.
No, not officially. I started. Let's just leave it at that.
Because
the whistle has not been officially blown. But the people can no longer wait. The people know that their whole existence, their well-being in the coming years is tied to who gets to lead Nigeria out of the woods currently. And they simply can't wait for it to be formalized. You know, before now, people have been coming out to say, no, Asiwaju, you must run, Asiwaju, you must talk, Asiwaju. There is a calendar that our people, there's an electoral calendar that our people have seemingly decided that they can't wait for it to officially take effect.
But what I'm saying is that his entry into the race just changed the complexion.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that it has officially, you get my own lingo too. Because
what is it that it's not official?
It's not official by INEC.
I get you. I know that. I'm aware of the timetable.
Yes, that's why I said let's remove the official.
Okay.
Because we'll finish this program, people will call us that, oh, they've started misleading Nigerians. It has not officially begun. But I'm saying that the body language of Nigerians suggests that they can barely wait any longer. That's why they are coming out. We say, look, this is who we want. If we do not get it right in 2023 in terms of who should be president of our country, I don't know what to say. We will be in much deeper problems than we are even in now. So Nigerians have to choose the right leader. The right leader can make all kinds of revolutionary changes that will make it look like we were never in any form of mess. When people go back and think of what Dubai has begun today, they will not know that these same people in the UAE, it was Lebanon that they used to go to. Lebanon was seen as the best place in the Middle East. That was where they used to enjoy. All the rich people in Saudi Arabia, all of them were going to Lebanon. And the UAE people told themselves that if we make our own country beautiful, we don't need to go and waste money in another person's country. That was how they began to rebuild Dubai. And today, from all parts of the world, everyone wants to go to Dubai. So Nigeria can become a world beater. Nigeria can become a country that everyone will be proud of if we find the right leader. Dubai, United Arab Emirates found the right leader for the right moment, and it changed the history of their country. This country, Nigeria, used to donate aircraft to Emirates. This Emirates today. Today, if you are mentioning the best airlines in the world on your fingertips, by the time you count 3 or 4, you mention Emirates.
Of course.
If today Boeing is coming out with a new aircraft, the airlines that will subscribe to that new aircraft, Emirates will probably be the highest in terms of the number of aircraft that they will ask for. That's to tell you that it can happen. A country like Nigeria that used to donate, Nigeria Airways donated airplane to Emirates. Where are we today?
Mayor,
I'm very impressed with what I saw today. The support group showed that they know what they are doing and they are serious about it. And one of the updates that I like is that people from the north play a major role in that support group, which is very key. Because Yoruba votes alone cannot make Ashwaju president. It did not make Obafemi Awolowo president. Hausa Fulani votes alone did not make Buhari president.
No.
Thrice he tried, twice he failed.
And failed.
For you to be president in this country, you have to extend that handshake across the Niger. You cannot do it alone with your own ethnic geopolitical. You must be able to form an alliance with another section of the country who are ready to go with you. That is the only way you stand a chance of winning.
You can see they even took it to Abuja.
That's what I'm saying. So I like what I saw. It shows that those, because it is important that the North must be convinced that they are part of that project. It is important that they should see themselves as major stakeholders in that project. That's the only way it can succeed. That's why I like what I saw, because when you see quality people, you see there's a difference when you have support group that was formed by hustlers and people that just want to get something from it, you know. But now we saw people, former governor, senators, people who are distinguished themselves, saying that we are members of this support group to campaign for this man. Shows that they are in the right direction.
Also, Tinubu also paid a condolence visit to Oyo State over the demise of Olubadan and former governor of the state, that is Otuba Christopher Alao Akala. The story was reported by Ola Awakon.
The national leader of the All Progressives Congress arrives at the palace of the late Seun of Ogbomoso. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is accompanied by the governor of Kwara State, Abdulrazak Abdulrahman, and other party chieftains. He has come to commiserate with the family members over the death of the prominent monarch. He presented a condolence letter, and he also talked about the long and eventful life of the king.
He led with dedication, commitment, progress, and development. We thank God for him.
Members of the royal family thanked Asiwaju Tinubu and wished him well, especially at a time when politicking will keep him very busy. Next stop was the residence of the late former governor of Oyo State, Christopher Alao Akala. Many sympathizers that thronged the residence were excited to see Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and they all wanted a piece of him now. But the business of the day was to sympathize with the grieving family of a man Asiwaju described as a man of the people, a political leader of repute, a bridge builder, and a peacemaker.
Allah Akala will live forever in the memory of all of us and be part of Nigerian political history and democracy.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. May the good Lord protect you.
The APC chieftain was also at the government house to commiserate with the government and good people of Oyo State. He was welcomed by Governor Seyi Makinde, who thanked him for the visit and his condolence to the family of Alao Akala and Shonwo of Ogbomoso. He also commended what he calls Asiwaju Tinubu's politics without bitterness.
Amen.
The APC stalwart also paid condolence visits to the family of the late Olubadan.
A very great man, hardworking, industrious, very loyal, very honest, and forthright.
The visit ended at the residence of Senator Rashid Ladoja, a former governor of Oyo State and prominent politician in the state. Senator Ladoja openly declared his support for Asiwaju Tinubu's presidential aspiration.
I want you to support my aspiration. The President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yeah, this presidency must come to the agenda. So, you don't need to beg me for that one.
Chants of support for Asiwaju Tinubu's presidential ambition filled the air as he moved round the state on condolence visits and political consultations. Clearly, he has a strong support and followership in Oyo State, as he hopes all of these will translate to vote both within the APC and the 2023 presidential election. Ola Awakon, TVC News, Oyo State.
Definitely, it's not going to be Asiwaju Bola Tinubu alone that is going to be in that race. Within the All Progressive Congress, there are some people that are just warming up now.
Yes.
And we can't wait for the race to start so that we know the number of people that will come out within that party.
We know the contenders and the pretenders. Time will sort out the contenders from the pretenders. Because this is a potentially combustible race. Asiwaju has lighted a quick match ahead of others. He has made himself the issue in Nigerian politics. As I said last week, IBB described Awolowo as the issue in Nigerian politics. Asiwaju has turned himself to the issue in Nigerian politics. He has created a conversation around himself that no one can ignore. And the way he's doing it is strategic. Even without opening his mouth, some of his actions send the right signals. Those places that he's visiting, the way it's received and all that, they send the right signals. They send the intended signal. You know, that look, I'm interested in this race and I'm not joking about it. And by moving around, he's also showing that he's physiologically and physically prepared for the battle. Because a man who is not physiologically and physically prepared can be going around and be flogging his body the way we have seen him do in the last few days. So these are signals being sent. He has become the master of the non-verbal communication. You know, without saying a word, you send the right message across. So it's a good way to start for him, and I'm sure The Nigerians are watching, and they will be able to decide at the right time who they want.
Maybe some Nigerians don't like him, which is natural. Don't like him in the sense that some believe that, oh, whatever affliction they are going through right now with this administration, that Bola Tinubu brought Muhammadu Buhari.
That's with all respect, that's crap talk. I've read people say that, and I said that politics is not about sentiments. Politics is your desire to capture power, to mobilize people, to be able to convince them to vote for you. It's not what do you expect a political leader to do. You understand? During the time of Jonathan, his people, the Yoruba people, were more or less were shut out in that government. They didn't give the Yoruba people anything tangible in that government. Then the leader now felt that, look, for us to be able to capture power in the center, we need to form an alliance. And his party and CPC formed an alliance. And they won election and they formed government. How did that translate that is responsible for whatever they don't like about? This is Muhammadu Buhari's government. It has nothing to do with members of the party that brought him to power. It has nothing to do with it. But you see,
Surely have supported the opposition.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people put sentiments in. He did what he's supposed to do as a politician that was desirous. As a party man. Yes, as a party man that was desirous of winning an election in the center. And they form an alliance. 2 parties form, 3 parties. They found there are other parties that form an alliance. So that you cannot accuse him of doing that. But what I'm impressed with the way he's going about it. And people should know, you see, because tomorrow, when things happen, people will say, oh, some people are favored or this and all that. It's putting in so much effort to convince people to see why the need for his candidacy is the best for the party. If you remember, this is the same way MKO Abiola went about his campaign before the Jos convention. He was going everywhere, visiting people.
Part of Nigeria.
He was visiting people. And everybody thought, because all these things is important, because Ladoja, for example, who is in another party, has already said, look, I'm supporting you.
And it's a strong voice.
You understand? It's a strong voice in Oyo.
No, he's the most powerful politician in Ibadan land.
Yes. So
even the late Ajimobi, Ladoja defeated him 2 times in Ibadan.
Yes.
It's nobody is as strong as he is in Ibadan politics. And Ibadan has at least 13 local governments.
And he's a carrying into the throne. So it's rooted. Now finally, having changed the way we live, work, and socialize, the COVID-19 pandemic remains a leading cause of deaths around the world. As efforts to curtail its spread intensify, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, barred unvaccinated workers and visitors from its premises. The Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Ikaro Atta, who heads the surveillance team, vowed that the enforcement will be sustained to ensure maximum compliance. So, I think do we speak?
No.
Okay. So, Julie, this is this a violating people's rights? It should be optional. Maybe if you want to take vaccinated or not.
Even in advanced countries of the world, we've been told that community health issues, that compulsion is not the right strategy. You need to talk to people, you need to cause them to see why they need this. After all, it's their lives at stake. You can't force people to go and take the jab.
I have to bring my green card.
You have to appeal to them. I've said before that Manchester United reserve goalkeeper Henderson, when he contracted COVID-19, the manager of the club was asked that, can't you people force these players to take the vaccine? And he said, no, we can't. That it is their fundamental right to take it or refuse to take it. That they cannot force them. That's in a country where COVID-19 has taken far more lives than it has taken in Nigeria. And where even the spread is much more rampant. You can't even compare. They are light years ahead in terms of the the spread of the disease than Nigeria. Yet they are refusing to force people to take it. There will be some companies, private companies, saying, look, you either take it or don't come to work, even in Europe and America. Yes, I agree.
Private.
Yes. But government to say, no, you must take it or you'll be banished from work. No, that is, and even in our case, people have said that we have not reached that point when you can suddenly make this, start pressing the alarm button, because this is what I see us doing. There were some states that the federal government was trying to, I think even Ogun State was one of the states that declined that, no, we are not going to enforce it. Because the federal government was trying to get some states to compel. They said, no, we won't go into that.
Even when the governor of Edo States.
How much of this thing have we done? The governor failed, you know. How much of sensitization have we done? We have agencies that should lead sensitization. We are really not using them optimally. Instead, we think that we can simply force people.
In one case, I can understand why government is taking this position. The only problem I have with it is that there are not enough vaccination. They will not be able to vaccinate as many people as possible. So to compel, there are people that want to be vaccinated that they don't even have access to it because the number of vaccines that we have is not enough. I concede that. I concede that people have rights, so you cannot compel them to do things. But I want to stress that in Europe now, the tendency is moving towards compulsion. In France, in Belgium, now in Italy, you cannot enter some bars, restaurants, and some public places if you are not fully vaccinated.
No, that's better.
Because government is realizing that it is important for the society to be protected from those who don't want to. That's why you cannot enter you cannot enter a flight without masking up. You understand? Throughout the duration of that flight. You understand? There are some people that will say, oh, it's my right, I've been vaccinated, I don't want to wear a mask. And they will say, no, you can't go with this flight. So I think even in America, there is the Supreme Court, the federal government was taken to the Supreme Court because federal government wanted to introduce this kind of mandate. And some states went against it to say, look, you cannot compel us to say that
it's a human rights issue.
Do that. So it's a human rights issue. But I understand that more and more governments are moving towards that because there are some people who, for whatever reason,
quickly, let's take on phone from Abuja is a senior special assistant to the FCT minister. That's Ikaru Ata himself. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, my wonderful big brothers from Lagos. Wonderful time to join you after a long time.
Okay.
All right. From what we've seen here, is it possible for you to ban workers from gaining access into their workplace because they are not vaccinated?
Yes, today have shown that it is possible. Possible in the sense that not just because they are not vaccinated, but the fundamental truth going forward that we have said and we are pushing forward is that one is optional. Vaccination is optional. Optional in the sense that if you don't want to take the vaccine because you believe in the theory of conspiracy as propagated by some religious leaders, you're okay. Just give us a negative COVID test result. Give us that test result.
That is expensive. No. That's good.
Okay.
But in the interim, please, if you are coming in, two things you must bring. Either you bring a negative COVID-19 test result, or you give us a COVID-19 vaccination card. It's optional. Some don't believe in the test, and you can't force them to that. But just do a test, like a normal health test we do in every organization, whether civil servant, whether TVC, whether other areas here, do a medical report and let us certify that you are fit to work in
Okay.
them. And throughout last week, we also commented last week Monday, but we had a meeting, we understand no, we can't comment. And we are anchoring what we are doing today on a circular issue. Last year, November, by the head of service, that no civil servant will enter any government office.
He has given us option.
But I think the option is good.
This has always been there.
I think the option is
okay. If you don't want to do the test, show us that you are not infected.
Yes, if you don't, yes, the government has to do that.
That is the thing. Many people will prefer to do the test.
Better, yes.
That test is over 50,000.
It doesn't matter when you want to travel abroad, you do it.
See, some people would rather die than get vaccinated for religious beliefs and all that. I'm telling you. But they can do a test. If, for example, there are people who are traveling abroad. There are people who are traveling abroad who are refusing to do it, who are refusing to get vaccinated, but they are doing the test.
But even when they do tests, now very soon you won't be able to travel without your card, though.
Let's get
it's very soon. They are going to some
even traveling itself is optional. Traveling is optional. You can choose not to travel, remain in your country. Yes. But the thing is a fundamental issue, the fundamental right issue.
No, they're able to solve that one.
Is where governors, you know, because I hear you talk about that they are moving towards it. If a country like America wants to force people, they will take them to court and they will lose.
They did.
They will lose. So this is
thank you, Mayor Akibolu. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. And PQ, thank you for your contribution always.